story breakdown.
Anybody that's dealing with the children need to be aware of how they can protect our kids. That's the most important thing of our schools. Educate them and protect them.
In tonight's big story breakdown, we are focusing on student safety. It is an issue that is top of mind as districts prepare to start a new school year. Just months ago, a principal was injured in a shooting at Pauls Valley High School. Surveillance video showed the suspect got inside the building after waiting outside the front entrance for a student to go inside. The video shows him catching the door as it starts to close. Then once he got inside, the principal, Kirk Moore, tackled him and managed to get the gun away. Now that incident highlighted how something as simple as an open door can become a security risk. We spoke with school safety expert Ernie Williams about what districts can do to reduce that risk, and he says some of the most effective steps can also be some of the simplest.
Simple, low cost, lock the doors and only let students that are supposed to be there in, only let staff members and visitors that are allowed in. If you lock the door, then I would say you probably negate 80% of the problems.
Williams says schools can add another layer of security, including cameras, metal detectors, and technology designed to identify weapons. But even with those safeguards, he says schools are also having to prepare for what happens if someone does get inside. That means having a plan, making sure every staff member knows their role and practicing it before an emergency happens.
It's all got to be rehearsal. They've got to know what to do. And it's as simple as closing the door and locking them. So if they know to close the door, cover up the window so nobody can look in, and get the kids in the corner, they've got 85% of the solution there. The policies have to be in place and they have to rehearse those more than once. If you haven't rehearsed something, when you panic, and that's the problem when we panic, if you've ever been in a real big hurry to go somewhere and you're trying to fumble with your keys, multiply that by 100 when someone's shooting at you. If you're not ready to do it, if you haven't practiced it, you're probably not going to do it when the time comes to when you actually need to.
And Williams says that training should extend beyond teachers to any staff member who works around students. He also says parents have a role, including paying attention to bullying and what their children are doing online. In the wake of the Pauls Valley incident, and after speaking with that security expert, we wanted to know what districts are doing to keep kids safe. As Fox 25's Rob Hagan shows us, many are utilizing a variety of tools, including AI and reinforced entrances.
It's another year of students hitting the books, and it's another year keeping them safe.
Security is everybody's responsibility. It is based on layers. Not one thing is going to stop something bad from happening. Probably the most important thing in school safety and security is the human factor.
Across Putnam City, Mustang, and Middale public schools, visitors must check in through secure vestibules before entering school buildings, and all classroom doors remain locked.
We know that locked and closed classroom doors save lives.
But security starts before anyone reaches the front door.
We have a system called Zero Eyes that is a weapon detection system that uses our current cameras that we have located in our buildings.
Putnam City Schools serves 18,000 students across 27 campuses using 1,800 cameras and AI weapon detection. The AI alerts a tech hub, which then alerts school officials and law enforcement. There are weapon detection scanners at every school that analyze the size, shape, weight, and even metallic properties of an item. There are 800 electronically controlled doors. The vestibules have riot-resistant film that can't be shattered, as well as Mustang schools. Chief Mark Stout says Putnam City is used as the example of school security across the state.
I've had parents come up to me and say, "Will you guarantee my kid will be safe?" I said, I can't do that. I will guarantee that we're going to do everything we can to keep them safe.
Safety Director Jennifer Newell says visitors at Mustang schools are controlled every step of the way on how far they go and how fast they go. Visitors have to check in through School Safe ID that checks for sex offenders.
Everything that we do is about slowing somebody down so that our first responders have more time to respond.
All schools use the I Love You Guys Foundation protocol for any scenario, using the steps hold, secure, lock down, evacuate, or shelter.
It's not one big undertaking that keeps our students and staff safe. It's really all of the little routine things that we practice day after day.
Superintendent Rick Cobb gave me a safety tour at Soldier Creek Elementary with 800 students. He says Middle principals monitor security cameras in real time, while badge readers on exterior doors restrict access to authorized staff. The district also uses visitor ID screening, automatic classroom locks, car reader tags to match students with parents during dismissal, alert systems that send emergency notifications directly to teachers' phones, and iron fencing guarding playgrounds.
We are always looking to improve safety in our schools. It's the #1 thing that we think about.
Putnam City Mustang and Middle officials say they practice lockdown drills, and they have SROs at all middle and high schools, and there are patrols at all elementary schools. All schools have tornado shelters and practice fire drills. Stout, Newell, and Cobb told me the most important thing is it takes a community to keep students safe, including the students. If you see something, say something. It could save lives.
Everybody is part of the security plan at every school site.
There's nothing that's foolproof. All we can do is be better every year.
Rob Hagan, Fox 25 News.
Keeping students safe doesn't end when they leave the classroom. For many kids, some of the biggest safety concerns can follow them home on their phones. Now the push to make social media safer for children is moving forward in Congress. The Kids Online Safety Act cleared the Senate Commerce Committee this week, clearing the way for a vote in the full Senate. The legislation would put new responsibilities on online platforms aimed at protecting children and teens from harmful content. Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond among those pushing for that bill to become law. Fox 25's Emma McAndrews sat down with him for an exclusive interview about why he believes online platforms need to be held more responsible for protecting children.
New movement on a bill that would hold online platforms accountable is moving to the Senate floor.
KOKH is going to be key to create the burden, put the burden on the online platforms to put mechanisms in place to protect children.
The Kids Online Safety Act, or KOKH, passed unanimously out of the Senate Commerce Committee this week after being backed by Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond and 39 other AGs across the country. Earlier this year, Drummond also filed suit against Roblox.
We have seen this throughout all social platforms, beginning with Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, and now into the gaming platforms, Roblox. We have insider whistleblowers that have come and reported to consumer protection agencies such as mine that the company regularly puts profit above protection.
He says these platforms know what they are doing.
There are algorithms used intentionally to capture the attention of the child and draw them into an addictive measure. So the online platforms are guilty of knowingly providing a process through which the child is addicted, and they're also aware that any one of these platforms, that the greater the ease of accessing the platform, the higher the probability that predators will be out there to exploit children.
Drummond says the first step with KOKH is stricter registration.
The ease with which to register is so low that children without the knowledge of their parents have gotten onto these platforms, particularly Roblox, and are exposed to predators and grooming.
However, he does say parents do have a duty and responsibility to protect their children, saying they need to be involved.
If your child is online, they're exposed to two things. One, the addictive nature, and two, the predator. So the parent needs to be involved. They need to audit, what is my child doing, go back and do some historical reviewing, and be with the child as they engage in these games.
Reporting in Oklahoma City, Emma McAndrews, Fox 25 News.
The push to protect children online isn't just happening through legislation. A new court order in New Mexico putting Meta on the hook for nearly $1 billion over the safety of its platforms. A judge ordered the parent company of Facebook and Instagram to pay $567 million into a fund, mostly to provide treatment for young people impacted by online harms in New Mexico. This comes after a landmark ruling in March found Meta violated consumer protection laws by misleading the public public about the safety of its platforms and endangering children.
Because of the choices that they've made to prioritize profits over safety, they now have to pay to make up for that choice.
The $567 million fund comes on top of another $375 million in civil penalties. Meta says it works to keep people safe on its platforms and calls the claims a misrepresentation of the facts. The company is appealing the New Mexico ruling, all while facing thousands of other lawsuits across the country alleging unsafe practices. Well, that was your Big Story Breakdown tonight. You can learn more about student safety on OKCFox.com. Plus, you can watch all of our previous Big Story Breakdowns on our YouTube channel. Just scan the QR code on your screen or search OKC Fox.